Hello everyone, welcome to New Grace Community Ministry India. Today we are going to continue with Proverbs 3, verses 9 and 10. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase. So your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will overflow with new wine. We need to honor God with all our possessions when there is an increase, giving best of our first fruits of the increase. Our barns will be filled with plenty because we are acknowledging God in all our ways and we are following what He is telling us to do. Our vats will overflow with new wine. It's not old wine because it's continuously flowing. It will be new wine every time. Verse 11 and 12. My son, do not despise the chastening of the Lord, nor detest His correction. For whom the Lord loves, He corrects, just as a father, the son in whom He delights. Let me just say that I am reading from New King James Version. It says in verse 11 and 12 about the corrections that we face from God. There is correction only when we are in the wrong, not when we are in the right. Correction is always a good thing, especially when we are going in the wrong path. Because when we are corrected, what actually happens? We get better and go in the right path, and the right path gives life and health and fills our barns with plenty. When God is correcting you, don't ignore it. What does that mean? It means we can ignore the chastening of the Lord or detest His correction. Don't think that the correction is not good enough, because again, don't be wise in your own eyes. As we go through life, we come to a place where we think, we have seen a lot of life, we know what life is about. But actually, every day we live, it's new people, new situations that come to face us. The son is reminded not to despise the chastening of the Lord and the corrections of the Lord, because that will get you back into the path that God wants us to go. The Lord corrects us only because He loves us. Just like a father, the son in whom He delights. Verses 13 to verse 18. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her. When we have wisdom, it's like knowing a theory, but understanding it is different. Like how we started this chapter, knowing a law is different from understanding it and keeping it in our heart. It says, happy is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains the understanding of the wisdom he receives. What are the benefits of the wisdom and the understanding that comes with it? The proceeds are better than profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies. All the things you may desire cannot compare with her, because as we have wisdom and the understanding of it, nothing can take it away. And there is length of days in our right hand. As we gain the wisdom and understanding of it, there is length of days. Remember the quality of the day, the productiveness of the day, and riches in her left hand, riches and honor. Remember how we read in verse 9, as we gain riches, as we honor the Lord with all our possessions, there are riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. We read earlier about peace as well, didn't we, in verse 2? For length of days and long life and peace they will add to you, when we do not forget the law and when we keep the commandments in our heart. She is a tree of life. Where have we first heard about the tree of life? The tree of life comes in Genesis. There's two trees, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of wisdom and understanding, and happy are all who retain her. It's a life, isn't it? It's life to our bones, it's life to our flesh, it's life for our physical bodies, it's life in our spiritual life too. And happy are all who retain her. We have to retain her. Yes, sometimes if we have all the wisdom and understanding, if we don't apply it, then there's no use for it, isn't it? Even to have it. So even if we have the wisdom and understand it, we have to put it to practice. We have to retain the wisdom and the understanding and always keep them and not ignore it and move on. Subscribe to our channel for more videos that are coming up, and we will see you soon. Have a brilliant day and a brilliant week. May God bless you. Thank you. Bye.